Welcome back everybody for another brand new video. Today we're going to be diving back into Halo Infinite's campaign. Now I'm about 3/4 of the way through, so this may spoil some stuff. So if you guys haven't beat the game yet and are a little bit worried about spoilers, here's your warning now. If you guys enjoyed the Halo content on the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like the video and turn that notification bell so you guys never miss any other future Halo videos we may do on the channel. Now with this one, like I said, we're going to be diving back into the campaign. This article we have is from ScreenRant.com. It's called Halo Infinite DLC May Continue the Endless and Offensive Bias Story. So this article has been written by Caleb Smith. It was published about 6 days ago from when I pulled it, so I think kind of a little bit after Christmas. But it says, Halo Infinite story left players with more questions than answers. Where could the campaign or DLC take the latest installment next on Zeta Halo? So let's get into this. Halo Infinite has been a huge successor to 343 Industries' previous installment, Halo 5 Guardians, but the Halo Infinite campaign left many players wondering where the story would be taken next. With more questions than answers at the end of the campaign, 343 Industries has been setting Halo Infinite up for a long narrative and ultimate conclusion to the Reclaimer series from Halo 4 onward. Master Chief's story has been seemingly building up to something huge, and it may come in the form of a campaign DLC. Now, like I said in a previous video, they actually just got a trademark for the name The Endless, so it probably has ties to something like this, and I'm sure the article is going to cover it, but let's get right back to it. And the article just said, major spoilers for Halo Infinite are below, so if you guys haven't played the campaign yet, I'd probably click out now, or spoil it if you want to. As the legendary ending post-credit scene of Halo Infinite's campaign briefly explains, the Forerunners felt that the Endless were one of the biggest threats in existence in the year 97,368 BCE. This time period is significant for a couple of reasons, but most importantly, it is 77 years after the Great Purification event. The Great Purification marked the time when Halo rings were first fired in an attempt to stop the Flood by wiping out all of sentient life. Aside from the remaining few Forerunners, all life in the galaxy had been thought dead and cataloged by the Forerunners so that they may rebuild the galaxy after the Flood was long gone. However, as indicated by several banished audio logs in Halo Infinite, the Endless, officially known as the Xalan species, also survived the rings unharmed. Now, little is known about the Xalan species other than the fact that they were posed a threat to the Forerunners. While Despondent Pyre, the monitor of Zeta Halo, was originally unaware of the Xalan's existence, the banished audio logs implied that the Forerunners were aware of the presence. Additionally, the audio logs further implied that the Xalan were left uncatalogued on purpose, but the Forerunners did not expect them to survive the Great Purification. In a final effort to retain their control over life, the Forerunner lured the Xalan species into a trap and imprisoned their entire species on Zeta Halo with the help of the Despondent Pyre, Offensive Bias, and Silent Auditorium. The final scene of Halo Infinite's campaign sees the Harbinger, one of the main bosses of the story, succeed in her mission to bring the Xalan back from imprisonment as she draws her final breath and speaks to someone elsewhere on Zeta Halo. There are a few indisputable facts about the end of Halo Infinite that will help set up for the story and where it will be taken next, in addition to outside confirmations. First and foremost, Microsoft recently filed a trademark for an unknown Halo project called Halo the Endless. Other than the filing, nothing is known about what in this project will be. However, the name Halo the Endless is not a coincidence, especially with multiple endings in Halo Infinite show Atriox releasing silencers containing the remaining members of the Endless. Additionally, a July 2020 IGN interview with Halo Infinite Studios head Chris Lee said the game's story, it's really about creating Halo Infinite, is the start of the next 10 years for Halo, and then building on that as we go with our fans and community. With the 10-year plan of Microsoft's recently filed trademark in mind, the ending of Halo Infinite with Atriox and the Endless begin to paint a clearer picture of what fans should expect to come next. Undoubtedly, the Endless will be playing a role in Halo Infinite's timeline, but their motive is unclear. The Harbingers reference the sins of the Forerunners on multiple occasions throughout the story, and unique ending players see after completing the Halo Infinite campaign on Legendary difficulty confirms that the Forerunners did want to treat the Endless as if they've never existed. The Endless will certainly want to continue the work of the Harbinger and undo all the Forerunners have done, which most likely means destroying everything in the galaxy that was orchestrated by the Forerunners. Additionally, the Endless will most likely to continue to align themselves with the Banished as Atriox seeks to eradicate humanity for Cortana's destruction of the homeworld. Both the Banished and the Xalan seek to the destruction of the humanity for their own causes, with the Xalan looking to take revenge on the Forerunners Reclaimers. At the end of Halo Infinite is as well, nobody knows that Aatrox is alive or that he successfully started the revival of the Endless. No amounts of FOBs or Valor in Halo Infinite would be able to stop both armies combined, but there seems to be hope hidden away for humanity on Zeta Halo. In an exchange with Eshram, the Harbinger says the Spartan is not alone. There's something here helping him, connected to this installation. Fans are led to believe that this is the weapon, and the Harbinger could believe it to be as well, but it could also be the presence of the offensive bias. From the legendary ending of Halo Infinite, it is revealed that the offensive bias was deployed to help the Despondent Pyre in containing the Endless. Offensive bias was the sole reason why the Forerunners were ultimately about to use the Halo rings against the Flood. During the Forerunner Flood War, another Forerunner AI named Medicant Bias was supposed to be the most advanced tool that the Forerunners had against the Flood, though it isn't mentioned in Halo Infinite's legendary campaign ending. Mendicant Bias was eventually taken over by the Flood and turned on the Forerunners in the novel Halo Silentenium, the Forerunner Saga Book 3. Much like humanity developed, the weapon has nearly identical copy of Cortana that trapped her. Offensive Bias is a nearly identical copy of the Mendicant Bias, designed to defeat its predecessor AI and the Flood. As the Harbinger and Eshram continue to discuss the presence of something here, the Harbinger further explains that it's remarkably vulnerable and highly intelligent. Normally, the term remarkably vulnerable would indicate that something specific about it is said by the Harbinger. The phrase has a bit more ambiguity behind it. The Harbinger and the Xaylan survived the Halo rings, and the Forerunners consider them to be a threat, so it's a safe bet that nearly everything in existence would be considered remarkably vulnerable to the Endless. Additionally, Jaga Domaini, a banished boss in Halo Infinite, has been dispatched by Eshram early on to stalk the Master Chief. It's likely that Eshram already knew of the weapon's presence and didn't disclose it to the Harbinger. This miscommunication between Eshram and the Harbinger could be the reason why the offensive bias would have remained hidden throughout Halo Infinite. During Master Chief's final battle with the Harbinger, she resets her connection multiple times in the Silent Auditorium. After the second time the Harbinger reconnects, the weapon tells Master Chief, wait, there's something else here, something's helping me. Additionally, once Master Chief defeats the Harbinger, a portal opens up, allowing both him and the weapon to escape the Silent Auditorium at the end of Halo Infinite. Many fans have already theorized that both of these instances were caused by the offensive bias, and that the ending of Halo Infinite is setting up the character's appearance for the future. With the banished occupancy of Zeta Halo still heavy, Microsoft filed the trademark Halo the Endless, Aatrox releasing of the Endless, and the offensive bias suspected presence behind the scenes. Halo Infinite will likely take a route similar to Halo 4. Halo 4 integrated the remnants of the Covenant Army and the Forerunner under one unified leader, the Isodidact, and Aatrox would be the perfect leader for a similar role. Master Chief will likely need to fight off both the banished troops and the new Endless enemies, both of which are sure to add more difficult bosses to face in Halo Infinite's campaign, extensions, or DLC. So there's definitely a lot of good points in there. Like I said, I'm still finishing up the campaign. I'm not too worried about spoilers, but like with the video I talked about before with the trademark and they filed called Halo the Endless, it's most likely what it's sounding like is going to be a story expansion, which I'm really excited about. Hopefully they announce it sometime soon, I'm sure. But the way they have this game set up with a 10-year life cycle and the fact that they introduced an open world platform, to me that just screams they just want to build off one game. You look at other FPS in the genre, like Call of Duty with their yearly releases, they're tanking right now. So it's cool that like Halo took this big long break, gathered their resources, put this one master of a game together and said, we're going to keep it what it is and just build off of our success on it. And that's what's like really exciting about this game. And I'm really excited to see where they bring these storylines. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you didn't beat the game yet, I hope I didn't spoil anything for you, but for you guys who did beat the game, I hope I gave you some good insight onto what to expect next with Halo Infinite's campaign and moving forward in the next 10-year cycle. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to smash the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing here if you guys haven't already, and turn on that notification bell so you guys never miss uploads. I hope everyone has a happy new year, and as always, my name's Ross, and I will see you guys in the next video.